If you're disabled and trying to get Social Security disability, then you're about to start a really long and confusing process. So what are the basic things that you have to show Social Security in order to qualify? We're going to talk. This is Britt Morrell with the law firm Kaplan Morrell. We've been helping injured and disabled workers since 1995. We'd love to be able to help you. Today we're discussing Social Security disability, and primarily just basically what are the basic minimum things that you need to show Social Security in order to prove or establish that you meet their definition of disability so that you can get what are called Social Security disability benefits. So these items that I'm about to talk about are so basic that without them, you probably shouldn't waste your time applying for Social Security disability. So if you stick to the end, I'll explain also how a good law firm can help you maximize your chances getting a favorable finding. So there are a few basic requirements to get Social Security disability that without which you're not likely to get seriously considered or considered at all, or you get considered, but you're going to get denied. Number one, have you stopped working? Okay, it's not completely that you've stopped working entirely. What Social Security uses the phrase is significant gainful activity, SGA is what it's called. And that means that because of your disability, you're no longer able to work and earn a certain amount of money each month. Now, currently it's about $1,400 a month, okay? And so if you're able to make $1,400, $1,470 a month or more, then you are considered to be engaged in significant or substantial gainful activity. You're able to be working. And regardless of how bad you are in terms of your disability, if you are making more than $1,470 a month, regardless of what you're doing, you're not going to be found to be disabled as per Social Security's guidelines. Now, if your disability is that you're blind, that amount goes up. Currently, it's $2,460 a month. But again, the big thing that we ask people if they're calling us about Social Security disability is we'll say, well, okay, have you stopped being able to make at least $1,470 a month? And if the answer is no, I'm still making $1,500, $1,600 a month, the conversation ends there because you're not going to be found to meet Social Security's definitions of disability for purposes of getting Social Security disability. Number two, did you stop working due to a medically determinable impairment? Now, what does that mean? It means that you've got a physical or mental condition, a problem that has been identified and treated and recognized by the medical community. It's not enough to say that you have back pain. A doctor has to give you a diagnosis as to what is causing the pain. This also means that the reason you're not working or making that money isn't because your employment shut down or there's a downturn in the economy or you moved and now you can't find work in your new place. You have to show that the reason that you're not able to work or earn more than $1,470 a month, 2023, is due to your impairment, your medical condition. And that medical condition has to be diagnosed and treated by a doctor. If you've got back pain and you've never seen a doctor for it, Social Security is not going to award you benefits. They're not going to find you disabled because your impairment is not medically determined and not medically identified. So your condition that's keeping you from working has to be due to an impairment or a problem, physical or mental, has been identified, diagnosed, and treated by a medical practitioner. Number three, have you paid long enough and recently enough into Social Security? It's an insurance program, right? So in order to get benefits from an insurance program, you have to have paid the premiums. Now, generally, the rule is for Social Security, there's some exceptions for really young folks, is you have paid into Social Security at least 5 of the last 10 years prior to becoming disabled. Now, if you haven't done that, right, then you might get SSI. That's a different program under Social Security, but you have to prove not only are you disabled, but you're destitute and poor, okay? So the example that I give folks is, let's say I stop working now and I'm just gonna surf, okay? And it's 2023 and I've been working, okay? And if I become disabled 4 years from now in 2027, Social Security is gonna look at 2018 to 2027. They're gonna count all those years, 10 years, and they're gonna see, did he pay into Social Security at least 5 of those last 10 years? If the answer is yes, then I qualify for Social Security disability. On the other hand, if I get disabled, right, a rhinoceros tramples me 6 years from now, and now it's 2029, they're going to look at 2018 to 2029, and they're going to they're only going to count 4 years that I've paid into Social Security, and they're going to say, no, you don't qualify for Social Security disability. Again, if I'm disabled enough, if I'm poor and destitute enough, I might get SSI, but that's a different program. Those are the 3 basic things that you've got to show Social Security in order to be found disabled and receive Social Security disability benefits. You have to have stopped working, and working is defined as unable to earn more than about $1,400, $1,470 a month. That's going to change year to year. Number 2, the reason you've stopped working is because you've got a medically determined impairment, some sort of condition the doctors have treated and diagnosed. And number 3, you've paid into Social Security long enough and recently enough in order to qualify. How does a law firm help you? A good and experienced law firm is going to help you take your experiences, your issues, your medical conditions, the medical reports, the doctor's opinions, and your testimony, and they're going to package and focus them into data points that the administrative law judges, the decision makers, are looking for. This way, we can make it easy for the administrative law judges to look for and find the information, the data points that they're looking for faster, and make it more likely that you're going to get a favorable decision. If you or a member of your family need help with Social Security, call us, text us. I'll put all the information here. Our initial consultations are free and confidential, and will give you the peace of mind to know your rights. And remember, if we're able to help you, we charge what's called a contingency fee, which means we don't get paid unless you get your benefits. And with that, thank you for spending part of your day with me.